Welcome back to the channel. We're super excited today. We got the first Mcintosh subwoofer ever shipped to a client to unbox today. We're really excited. So we want to take you along this journey and start unboxing this subwoofer. So let's get this party started. They strap this thing down really good. What it looks like is it's on casters inside the box, and this end, one end, you unscrew it, that lid's going to come off, and then it's my understanding that it's going to roll right out. So my guys are going to start getting going on that. Why they're doing that, when I was having a conversation when this got delivered to our showroom and we brought it over here to the client's house, Tosh rep was there and he was explaining this serial number is 003, so it's the third one made. The first two, from my understanding, are for Mcintosh. They took them over to the Munich show in Munich for display. This is the third unit made and the first one shipped to a client's house. So we're really excited about being able to unbox it. I have not heard it. I've only seen it at one of the shows and it was just there on static display. So this is going to be our first time listening to it as well. He's replacing a JL Audio Gotham subwoofer, which is two 13-inch woofers in the JL Gotham. This is four 13-inch carbon fiber woofers with four 500-watt monoblock amplifiers for each woofer. So it looks like what they've done is that lid is the ramp. So there was Torx bits that held this ramp on, and then there's bolts here that are bolting to this chassis that's on casters. So now we'll unbolt the chassis for the casters, and the whole thing should slide right out. The new subwoofer manual. This looks like it's the bottom of the subwoofer. Here we go. Look at this. There's another set there. There you go. Yep, the base. Really nice protection here. This rubber grommet that's going around the whole base of the unit. You can see the casters here. So they did a really good job keeping this protected. All right, we finally got this thing inside the house. We had to remove a door. So keep that in mind. If you're selling one of these or buying one of these, the base is 29 inches wide. So you might have to remove a door to get it inside the home if the width of your door is not there. But let's go ahead and see what this guy looks like. Size is our meters here that the client already has. 2,000 watts, 4,000 watts, 8,000 watts, all the way to the end. Really nice here. You can see it's got a carbon fiber trim around the amplifier, which the subs themselves are actually carbon fiber as well. So we're excited to get this thing, get all the packing tape off of it, and get it hooked up. Next, we'll go around the back and I'll start going over all the controls for the amplifier. There's a ton of stuff back there that you need to know about. So this back is absolutely loaded. So let's go through this real quick and give you an idea of all the connections and everything that this thing's capable of. First and foremost, one of the things that sticks out is you can see here these brass bars and the brass connectors here. This bottom row is going to be your outputs from your amplifiers. And they have these brass bars that are going up to the inputs of each woofer in the cabinet itself, because this is actually two separate cabinets. You have one cabinet that all the speakers are in, the woofers are in, and then this bottom cabinet is where the amplifiers, this is basically the amplifiers, a 2,000 watt amplifier in this bottom section. So that's why they have it set like that. Now if you get down here to all of our back panel or control panel, if you will. First and foremost, you have just your power on, off, and remote. The remote is so that if you have a Mcintosh system, you can use one of the power control in so that the Mcintosh amplifier built in here, the lights and the meters come on and off as you turn the system on and off. So that's what that is for here. You can actually turn the meters on and off if you want and not have those on. You have a separate switch for that. You can also turn the logo on or off. So you can decide if you want both of those on or maybe just the logo on and not the meters, vice versa. Not sure why you'd want to do that, but you have that option as well. And then an auto on, that's nice if you have auto sensing. So when the system turns itself on, it senses a signal, it'll turn itself on. After so long of not sensing a signal, it'll turn itself off. That comes in handy if you don't have a Mcintosh system and you're not using that trigger, then you would use this auto sensing capability so that it will automatically turn itself on and off when the system's started and or ended. You do have a circuit breaker here. This thing's gonna be pulling some serious power, 120 volts at 50 to 60 hertz. Our power control modules here at the bottom. We have a parametric equalizer built into it, which is really nice. So you can really tweak this thing to your main speakers. Inputs, this is actually, you have two sets of inputs. You have a mono input, which would be for an LFE, and then you have a stereo input if you're just using it as a stereo subwoofer that could be put into just a 2-channel system. If you wanted to have a 2-channel system and have 1 and or 2 of these, then you can have stereo inputs. The stereo inputs are balanced inputs only for stereo. On the LFE, you have balanced and single-ended that you can have for the inputs. And then it's got also balanced and single-ended outputs as well, just on the LFE. That's nice if you wanted to daisy chain or go to another subwoofer, you have those outputs. Same with balanced outputs on the stereo side of things. And then you have your phase, your level adjustments, high pass. If you did want to have this in your signal, you can have a high pass knob that adjusts the crossover frequencies that's going to be going to your main amplifier for your front, left, and right speaker. So as you can see, it's a powerhouse. It's got more than what you'll probably ever use as far as connectivity and adjustments. They really did it nice. This is a nice cover here that they have for the connectors that looks really, really nice. So I'm gonna let the client, when they get here, take all the plastic off and have that fun. And then we're gonna get into actually hooking it up and playing it, and we'll have that video coming a little bit later.